Welcome back to Mindful Escape. My name's Leighton, and in today's video we're going to talk about how your subconscious mind creates your reality. And we're going to cover a few points here. The first is implementing new ideas. The second is fixing new beliefs. And the third is becoming aware of the unknown and making it known so that you can change your reality and your life. And if you stay until the end, I'm going to share with you one thing that you can do today that will start changing your life immediately. So let's jump straight in. When we think about our reality right now, we are living a life that is a consequence of our behaviors. So let's take, for example, you've been working really hard, you save up lots of money, and you buy a house. And you're living in your house right now. That is a consequence of the actions that you've taken. But where do these actions come from? They came from a feeling. You had this feeling that you wanted to be safe and secure within a house. So those feelings drove you to take the actions, and you completed those actions. You saved up the money, you did the work, you saved up the money, and you bought the house. And that made you feel safe and secure. But where did those feelings come from? The feelings come from a thought. So the thought might have been, okay, well, I really want to buy a house, and I know that if I work hard, I'll earn money. If I save up the money, I can buy the house and I'll feel safe and secure. So it goes from your thoughts to your feelings to your behaviors. And this happens in all aspects of our life. It could be, for example, going to the gym. So you have this idea, this thought, okay, I want to get fit. And so you wake up in the morning and you feel, okay, I don't really want to go to the gym, but you know that you want to look good. So you motivate yourself. The feeling of becoming fit is strong. So you take the action, you take the behavior, and you go to the gym. You do that for over a period of time, and you become very fit and healthy, and whatever it might be. And as I say, this happens in all aspects of our life. It could be, let's take relationships for an example. You know you want to be in a relationship. So the thought is, I need to meet more people. And the feeling is, I want to be with someone, I want to be in love. So the idea is, okay, let's go out and do something. The feeling is, oh, it's a little bit scary, but I know that this is what I want. So you go and approach people, you go out on dates, you take the actions, the behaviors, and that results in you being in a relationship. So this, as I say, it works in all areas of our life. It's the thought, it becomes a feeling, and then we take action. The thoughts that we have, what's going on in our mind, we have the conscious and the subconscious. And it's said that approximately 95 to 98% of our thoughts and ideas are controlled by our subconscious mind. And the other 2 to 5 is controlled by our conscious. So when we have a thought and we're aware of it, we can then process that thought. It becomes a feeling, and then we decide how we feel, and then we take action or don't take action. So if we go back to the gym scenario, we might have an idea, oh, I really want to go to the gym because I want to have a good body. And then we wake up in the morning, we think, oh, do you know what, I can't really be bothered. I don't feel like doing it. I'm tired today. I had a long day yesterday, or I'm aching. And that feeling prevents you from taking action. And then again, that action becomes the consequence of your current reality. So if the feeling prevented you from taking that action, then you're not going to be in great shape. So coming back to the subconscious mind, whenever the thought enters our mind, if 95 to 98% of our thoughts are controlled by our subconscious mind, it means they're happening automatically. So you might say, I really want to be in great shape, or I really want to save up money to buy a house, or I really want to be in a relationship. All of these things might be happening. But your subconscious mind, for some reason, is preventing you from doing it. It's giving you feelings of being scared. It's giving you feelings of not wanting to make the effort. You feel unmotivated or not wanting to do something. And then you don't take the relevant actions or behaviors to realize what it is you want, to make it a reality. So hopefully, from this explanation of the subconscious mind, whatever goes into our mind, the thought, goes through, it becomes a feeling, an action, and creates a reality. So our thoughts become our reality. And because 95 to 98% of these are coming from their subconscious, our subconscious, it means that most of our behaviors and our reality is controlled by our subconscious mind. So let's go into this a bit deeper and let's think about how we can change our reality. So what we want to do is we want to create a new idea. So let's go back to the fitness example. You're not in great shape right now, for example, and you want to get fitter. So the idea comes into your head, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week. You write it in your schedule, you wake up early at 6 o'clock, and you wake up and you have this feeling of, oh, I don't really want to go to the gym, it's a lot of effort. In that moment, we become aware of that feeling and we can make a decision. Either we listen to that feeling or we can bypass it and take the action anyway. And by bypassing it and taking the action, we then start creating a new reality. Obviously, the next day when your alarm goes off at 6 o'clock and you have to make that decision again, the same feeling is going to happen. You're going to feel like, oh, I don't really want to go. I went yesterday. Do I really have to go to the gym? But again, we become aware of this thought pattern, the subconscious mind that's telling us that we shouldn't go to the gym. And we have to override it, override that feeling, take the action and go to the gym. And as we keep pushing beyond this boundary, we start to create new neural pathways. We start to realize, actually, when I go to the gym, I feel good after. I have more energy. And it's said that if you do a habit for 21 days in a row, then that will completely rewire your brain and you'll feel comfortable doing it. Because I think the main thing is around this feeling of feeling uncomfortable. And again, we can relate this to anything. So let's think about making a presentation, a public talk. So your boss says to you, if you do a presentation to the whole company, you're going to get a promotion. So the ideas come into your head. But the feeling is like, well, that's pretty scary. There's 100 people in this company. I don't want to take that action. So you don't do it. But if you override that feeling and you say, okay, I know it's uncomfortable, but I know this is going to benefit me because if I take the action, it's going to create a new reality for me, which is a promotion, a pay rise, or whatever that might be. So you have the idea, I'm going to make a presentation to the company. It feels uncomfortable. You do it. It's a success or it's not a success, whatever it is, you take the process, you take the action, and it creates a new reality, whatever that might be. You have shifted your belief. You have started to rewire your brain. And yeah, it might have been uncomfortable, it might have been horrible, it could have been a terrible experience, but you've done it. And it's kind of a step towards changing your whole life. Because now your mind knows, well, actually, I thought I couldn't do that at all, and now I've done it. So perhaps I could do that again. And then your boss says to you, do you know what? You did really well in that last presentation. It could have gone better, but if you could do another one, then it's going to increase your chances of getting another promotion. So then all of a sudden you're like, well, actually, I've done this before. So when the thought comes into your head and you get the feeling of being scared that you don't want to do it, you then override those feelings, you take the action, and it affects your reality. It changes your outcome, your lifestyle. So implementing a new idea. So you have an idea, you have a reality that you want to create. And the truth is, anything that you want in your life right now, your subconscious is preventing you from having it. And the reason why that is because if your subconscious wasn't stopping you, you would already have it. So that means whenever there is something that you want in your life, you're going to have to go through a feeling of uncomfortableness, of moving through the pain, moving through the feeling of not wanting to do it in order to take the action so that you can create that new reality and get what it is that you want. And with any new idea that comes in, so let's try and think of something. Let's say eating healthy. So you decide you want to start eating healthier. You have the idea, the thought. If you've not been healthy before, if you're not healthy now, your subconscious is going to reject that because it's going to say, well, eating healthy is boring. It's like, doesn't taste nice. It's going to do everything it can in its power to stop you from doing it because it's been doing it your whole life. So in order to create a new reality, you have to have the idea, feel a little bit uncomfortable, move through that, take the action to create that new reality. So it happens in all aspects of your life. So implement the new idea, whatever it is you want in your life, implement the new idea. Notice how it feels in your body. Become aware of the uncomfortableness, the pain, the anger, the frustration, the emotions that arise as you think about doing this. Notice the excuses that you make for yourself. Oh, I don't want to go to the gym. Oh, it's too much effort. Oh, I can't be bothered. I went yesterday, or if I get up early, I'm going to be tired at work. Whatever your excuses are, become aware of them and realize that this is your subconscious. It's stopping you. It's sending signals to your body. It's giving you that feeling of uncomfortableness. And unless you move through that, your life will stay the same forever. So if you want to make a change, you have to become aware of the feelings, the subconscious that is stopping you from changing your life. So thinking about an idea, let's create an example of making a certain amount of money. So you decide you want to make £100,000 in a year. But in order to do that, you have to sell a certain amount of items at your company. Let's make it easy. You have to sell 100 items a month to make £100,000 in the year. But in order to sell 100 items, you need to call 1,000 people. But when you go to work, you don't feel like calling 1,000 people every month. It feels like a lot of people to call. It feels uncomfortable. Sometimes people put the phone down on you. They're rude to you. They ignore you. It makes you feel bad. Sometimes it feels like you've had a bad day. You feel upset. You feel frustrated that no one answered their phone. These are all the stories that your subconscious is telling you to stop you from hitting your goal, to create that new reality where you're making £100,000. But the truth is, small, consistent action will override the programming. So if you started every day by making 50 calls a day, and no matter how it felt, you just went through the motions, taking the actions, making the calls. Over time, you'd start to get used to it. It would start to feel more comfortable, like the public speaking. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. The more the feelings of not wanting to do it will slowly disappear. And obviously it's not going to happen straight away. But if you can take small, consistent actions, even if it's not the whole thing, so say the presentation is to 100 people, perhaps you could take a small action of doing small talks to 10 people a week to build up that muscle and test yourself and push your boundaries. And it's like you kind of want to stay on the edge of constantly pushing that comfortable zone so that you can move through those feelings to take the actions, create the behaviors and the patterns to create that new reality in your life. And the other thing to remember with this repetitive action is that, say for example, you make your 1,000 calls and you hit your target and you make £10,000 in a month, that reward will reinforce the belief that by making 1,000 calls a month, you will hit your annual target of £100,000. And then you're slowly rewiring your brain. So while the old subconscious says, don't make the calls, you're probably not going to make the money anyway, people are going to be rude to you, they'll hang up on you. You're starting to shift the belief that even though that will happen, there's part of you that knows that actually, if I make these calls, I know I'll make the money because last month I made 1,000 calls and I made £10,000. So it's like the repetitive action will start to create new beliefs. And it doesn't have to be about money. As I said, it could be relationships, health, gym, anything, any aspect in your life. The repetitive action, moving through that uncomfortableness, will start to rewire your brain, create new thoughts, new feelings, new actions, behaviors, and then start creating a whole new reality. So we'll move into the second section, which is about fixing in the beliefs. So what are beliefs? Beliefs are thoughts that have happened enough times that we believe they are true. So let's say, for example, every time you go up to a door and you push it, it opens. And that is reinforced so that we constantly believe that whenever we push a door, it opens. If one time you go up to a door and you go to push it and it doesn't open, then you know that you'll have to pull it probably. We're trained in this way that when we repeat something enough, it becomes a belief. And that's for everything in your life. You don't wake up in the morning and wonder how to put your t-shirt on. You know, you put your hands through the sleeves, your head through the hole in the top, and then that's your t-shirt. And you know, if you put it on inside out, you can take it off and you put it on the other way. You don't even think about these things. These are things that you've done every single day, and it's constantly reinforced. And there's more extreme thoughts, beliefs that you have. So for example, you could say, when you were growing up, whenever you left something on the floor, someone would shout at you. And this is a pattern that's repeated. So whenever you leave something on the floor, one of your parents shouts at you, or someone you know shouts at you. And as you go into adult life, you don't leave things on the floor because you believe that if you leave something on the floor, someone will shout at you. And we carry these beliefs from childhood, and most of us aren't even aware, but we'll pick that stuff up from the floor out of a trained, brainwashed, conditioned mind, because we feel that if we leave something on the floor, we're going to be shouted at. Let's say, for example, there was a time in your childhood when you didn't finish your whole plate of food and you were told off, and you were told, okay, you wasted your food, you have to eat it, you can't leave the table till you finish food. And this happened a couple of times. So you created a new belief that it's really bad to not finish your whole plate of food. And then as we go into adulthood, you get a plate of food and it's huge. You know it's too much food, but you still manage to eat the whole thing. And you see these people, and actually I'm one of those people, I always finish my food. I never leave any food on the table because I was taught growing up, or it was conditioned in my mind, that you do not waste food. It's expensive to buy food. It was a lot of preparation. You do not waste food. Like, someone has to finish the food. Don't throw it away. It's a waste. And these are conditioned in our minds. These happen to all of us. We all have these conditions. And we can retrain these. So for example, I could create a new idea. My new idea, my thought is that I only eat half my food, half my plate moving forwards. And I would eat half the food and it would feel really uncomfortable. And I'd probably have fear that someone's going to tell me off for wasting food. And then I'd leave half the food and that's it. And nothing happens. And then I do it again. And I repeatedly do that. And I realize, actually, there's no one here to tell me off for wasting food. And actually, it's okay to just eat half a plate. If I'm not that hungry, I just eat half the plate. So that's not necessarily a goal that I have, but it's to give you an example. If there's an idea of something you want, if there's a reality that you want to create, a feeling you want to have, it starts with the idea, feeling what comes up for you, and then taking the action anyway. And there's two things that you can do to help you fix in new beliefs. One of them is affirmations. So when you have an affirmation, and people say, oh, I use affirmations all the time, but it doesn't work. When you use an affirmation, you really have to feel it. So let's say, for example, you don't feel like going to the gym. You could use an affirmation, I am strong, I love going to the gym. I am strong, I love going to the gym. And by using this affirmation, when you wake up in the morning, if you don't feel like going to the gym, you can retrain your mind to think, I am strong, I love going to the gym. And when you're saying this, you have to say it in a way that you really believe it and you feel that you are strong and that you love going to the gym. So when you're repeating this affirmation as I am strong, I love going to the gym, you can close your eyes, I am strong, I love going to the gym. Imagine yourself being strong. Yes, I'm strong, I love going to the gym. See yourself lifting weights. I am strong, I love going to the gym. See the results of going to the gym. How does it feel to be strong? How does your body look? Bring it into your senses. How do you look? How does it feel when you hear people complimenting how you look? What's the sensations, the feeling of touching the muscles on your body? When you're using these affirmations, you have to bring in your other senses and really, really feel it. The other part of that, which is I kind of touched on there already, is visualization. Visualizing what it is you want. So I've used gym as an example. Let's use your dream job. So say you want to become the manager of your company that you're working at. You can visualize yourself as the manager. Again, close your eyes, see yourself in that position. You can use affirmations. You can see yourself being the manager, overseeing the department. See yourself in the office, looking after all the teams, supporting people, helping people, coaching people. See yourself being confident, giving presentations. Visualize yourself living that reality. Because as soon as you start doing it, those uncomfortable feelings that might have been holding you back start to shift. You start to connect with the feelings of being confident, the feelings of living that life, feeling good, doing the things already. I have a really good example. I was in Thailand a few months ago, and I had this idea. I was doing meditation workshops. Between 5 and 10 people were coming every week. And I had this idea. I want to do a large group meditation. And I met this guy, and he said that he was doing some work at an auditorium. And I thought about it, and I thought, do you know what would be great? I would love to do a group meditation with over 50 people. That'd be a really cool experience. So what I'd do is I'd wake up every day and I'd sit down and I'd do my meditation. And then I'd imagine myself standing in front of 50 people, guiding a meditation, holding the microphone. I could see the arena, I could see the people, I could see them with their eyes closed, looking calm, smiling. I saw how I felt, feeling confident and proud of myself for standing up in front of all these people, guiding a meditation. I could imagine the feedback after of people saying, oh, that was so amazing. I really loved that meditation. I felt so good. I had this breakthrough. Whatever it was, I was visualizing the whole process. And I think it was about 4 weeks later, I then got offered to lead a guided meditation for a launch event. And 55 people turned up. And it wasn't exactly the same. It wasn't in the auditorium, but it was in this really nice arena. I had the microphone. I was standing at the front. I saw people sitting down. And I had this really strange feeling. It was like, wow, this feels really familiar. I feel really confident right now. I feel like I've seen this happening already before. I visualized it happen. I had the feelings. And usually to stand up and speak in front of 50, 60 people, I would probably be a little bit nervous. But I just felt so good in that moment. It was like, it felt so familiar. I've been here already. I imagine this every day. I saw it happening. And at the end of the meditation, people come up. I had amazing feedback, people asking to work with me, asking to connect with me. And it's just so powerful to have these affirmations and have these visualizations, create the new beliefs. And obviously, certain things had to happen in order for me to get that opportunity to do the meditation. But that came through having a thought, having the feelings that usually I would be like, oh, maybe shy away from, and then taking the actions. And that was doing more workshops. That was working with more people. It was putting myself forward for opportunities that perhaps I wouldn't have normally gone for because I'd be scared to. Maybe it was just saying yes to the opportunity, whereas before I would have felt a bit nervous about doing a launch event meditation. So affirming them in your mind, visualizing yourself doing it, helping yourself fix in the new beliefs to then take the action required to create that new reality for yourself. So the third step is becoming aware of the unknown, the things that we're unaware of. And how do we do that? How do we move past it? How do we then change our reality? So our biggest blocks are hidden from us. They're hidden from our conscious mind. We cannot see them. The reason why we haven't got the reality that we want is because our subconscious mind is keeping us stuck, and it's preventing us from seeing the things that we need to see in order to take the action required to create our new reality. So self-awareness is key. As we become more aware of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, we start to understand why we have the things in our life and why we don't. And this is very much taking responsibility of yourself. If we start to look outside of ourselves and say, this hasn't happened because of that person, or because of this scenario, or because this has happened in my life, then we're putting the blame outside of us. But if we can take ownership, take responsibility of everything in our life, which we do have control of, right? Because as we said at the beginning, Our subconscious mind creates our reality. So all we need to do is change our subconscious mind and our whole life will change. So self-awareness. So I've talked about a few examples through this video, and you can start doing it from today. Think about something that you want in your life. Think about something you'd like to achieve or like to have. And decide what actions you would need to take in order to get there. And let's do something really simple. It could be losing weight, gaining muscle. It could be going on dates. It could be eating healthy. It could be showing up for work early. Work is a good example because you can say, okay, I want a promotion. What do I need to have a promotion? So I need to start early. I need to be more aware. I need to be more present during the day. Like little things like that. So pick a target that you want and then write down a few actions that you'll need to take. If it's going to the gym, I need to get up early. I need to have my gym kit ready. I need to actually go to the gym. If it's eating healthy, I need to prepare the food. I need to stop buying rubbish from the shop. I need to throw all my cookies away. Whatever it is, come up with the goal that you want, the thing that you want to achieve, and the actions that you need to take. And then today or tomorrow, decide which action you're going to take. And when you go to take it and you don't feel like doing it, become aware. Notice, my subconscious is stopping me from doing this right now. I really don't feel like, when the alarm goes off, I really don't feel like going to the gym. I'm not motivated to go to the gym. Okay, my subconscious, for some reason, my subconscious is stopping me from going to the gym. Become aware of that. And then try and think, oh, why wouldn't my subconscious allow me to go to the gym? My conscious mind tells me I want to go to the gym and I want to be fit. And this is where we start going deeper. We can start saying, okay, what would the benefit of not going to the gym be? Well, the benefit of not going to the gym means that I can not get into good shape. And then it means that people don't expect too much of me, because if I'm in good shape and I'm fit, people might expect me to do more and help them more. And I don't want to be asked for help. And there's like deeper layers here. We're going very deep into like conditioning and beliefs from childhood. But by becoming more aware of everything that's happening, you're increasing your opportunity, your chances of changing your reality. So as I mentioned, you've stuck around till this point. This is what you can start doing today. Decide what it is you really want that you haven't been able to achieve. Start writing the actions that need to be done. And likely is most people know what the actions are. And if you don't know what the actions are, find someone who's already done what you've done and ask them what actions they need to take. If it's building a business, it's most likely marketing or sales. If it's getting a promotion, it's probably working harder, making better connections, having a higher emotional intelligence. It might be, how do I do better on an exam? You study more, you read more books. Whatever it is, decide what it is you want that you haven't been able to achieve yet. Figure out the actions that need to be done. Write down 5 to 10 actions. And then commit to taking those actions consistently for a month. And every day when you go and take those actions, notice how you're feeling. And whenever you don't want to do one of those actions, write down why you don't want to do it. What is stopping you from taking that action? And every day just write down all the reasons why you don't want to do it. And all of a sudden you're going to start bringing this new awareness to you. And then you have a decision to make. You have to decide, do you want to take the actions to create this new reality? Or do you want to stay in this state of comfort? And ultimately, only you can make that decision. No one else can do it for you. And a really great example is improving relationships. I really want to have a better relationship with your partner, with your parents, with children, whoever it is, your friends. So one way of improving that relationship is through better communication. Would be by listening more, by making more effort. Or it could be by going to see a therapist. It could be doing more self-development work, becoming more aware of your triggers, why you react in certain ways. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I want this, but it doesn't seem to go my way. This never works for me. But if you're not willing to do the work on yourself, then it's never going to happen, because no one else is to blame for your set of circumstances. Your reality is dictated by your actions. Your actions are dictated by your feelings. Your feelings are controlled by your thoughts, and your thoughts are mainly your subconscious mind. So if you change your subconscious mind, you change your reality. So I hope that makes sense. What we're trying to do in essence is reverse engineer our lifestyle. Our subconscious mind creates our reality. Mostly we operate from thoughts, feelings, actions, results. But what we want to do, we want to get the results and reverse engineer it so that we know what we want to achieve, we know what actions we want to take, we become aware of the feelings that arise as we're thinking about taking those actions, and we write them down, and we become aware of our limiting beliefs. We become aware of our fears, we become aware of our blockages and our challenges, and we just gain so much more clarity on who we are and why we do all the things we're doing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned anything, found it useful, make sure you drop it in the comments below. I'm going to be uploading a few more videos around the subconscious mind. If there's any particular topics or questions you have, please write them in the comments. Share this video with anyone you think might find it useful, and I'll see you in the next video.